I'm Ben.
I'm Ron.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jason, and this is Hometown Has-Beens. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hometown Has-Beens, episode 22. It's an early morning pod record for us, so sorry in advance. Since we did this last, we've got a couple 5-star ratings and reviews. So shout out to Deej, Catlin Minish, and Isaac for those reviews. Appreciate you. If you haven't already listened to the Candy Parks episode, you should. It was a blast to record. It was a blast to listen back to. And through the month of October, we're doing a special t-shirt with Candy's cartoon picture on it with ours. It says Hometown Has-Beens. It's a completely different design. All the proceeds going to Candy himself. So pick you up one of those t-shirts. We also have long sleeve stuff now. It's starting to get colder. So don't forget about the website and all that good stuff.
It is getting colder, man. It's freaking crazy. It's 50 degrees outside.
Dude, I turned the heat on this morning. Yeah. Like, not in the house, but in the car. I was like,
yeah, you got to. Yeah. It's October, so a while back, like after episode 15, we started getting some conspiracy theory episode requests. People wanted to hear it. Maybe after hearing this, you're not going to like it because I don't know, but we're going to go with it.
Hey, any guesses as to what Chris is going to say when he walks in? What's he going to say? Just
so you know, we're recording 30 minutes late.
Yeah,
because of Chris, who is still not here. So you can't count on that guy for anything.
Yeah,
I hope admin is listening.
So what is Chris going to say when he walks in?
I mean, it's probably not going to be something that a preacher should say, to be honest.
We're going to be recording. No, we're just going to catch it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are that's going to be good.
I bet he says the word monster within the first 20 seconds.
Yeah. You think that's why he's late? Because the monster got on him this morning and he just...
Very possible.
I don't think so.
I think he just...
knocked his bed a little too much.
I just think we're an afterthought.
Yeah, I think Chris just does what he wants to without worries of consequences.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's a quality you look for in your pastor.
Yeah. Just... yeah.
So we'll stop rambling and we'll wait for Chris. All right, folks. Chris is here, so we can get started. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
All right. So, Chris, as I already told our listeners and fellow co-hosts, we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories today, which you should know that by now, but probably don't.
Yeah, because you're late.
So, I do now.
So, y'all good with me starting with JFK?
Yeah.
All right.
JFK.
So there's a bunch of theories about JFK's death. All right, like who's behind it?
I got one.
Okay.
It was the Catholics.
Okay.
I thought he was Catholic.
He is.
Well, he's not now.
Oh.
He had to play that down when he was running for president, and Ben have to fact check me on this. He's the history guy. Can't be a big Roman Catholic guy running for president because the Pope is a foreign power.
Okay.
Like Vatican City is like its own nation.
Yeah.
Right? And the Pope is head of that nation. You can't be in allegiance, like as far as like religiously bowing down, kissing the Pope's hand and be a leader of America, right? So he kind of had to bring all that down, that rhetoric, that Roman Catholic stuff, which I don't know how good of a Roman Catholic he really was, let's be honest. Marilyn Monroe, etc. Yeah. But
all
that being said, I know it's terrible. I'm trying to eat and talk about this.
So hold on. So
this is not in my research. So
this is from the Porter Files.
The Spanish Inquisition. This is my theory.
Oh, God.
Okay, this is
the Spanish Inquisitors.
How far back are we gonna go?
Well, that's like the 1300s. So let's just
we gotta get all the way to the
1500s.
60s. This is what 68 is when he died.
No. 63.
63.
If you don't think the Spanish,
it's November 8th.
No,
somewhere in there.
Was it MLK 68? That was
No, it was like November. No, it was November. I think like 22nd or something. I thought.
That's right. That's right. There was
If
a
you
show.
don't think the Spanish Inquisition is still around, you sleeping under a rock.
Okay. All right.
I don't even know what the Spanish Inquisition is, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. So I'm going to go
Them
back.
and the Illuminati pretty much rule the world.
Oh, I do.
Hey, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I think that Chris is just like
He's on.
he's
right.
ready to go today.
So
is,
therefore, I think
yeah.
my theory is
The Catholics did it. That's your theory.
Catholics did it because he had to
Play down
He kind of
his
had to separate
Catholicism?
himself. Yeah. So
Hey,
therefore, they
I
were
don't-
like,
I don't
"All
think
right,
that's. I don't
you
think
want
that's
to
a good
deny
enough
us, we'll
reason.
kill you."
I don't think that's a good
I
enough.
don't
they-
think. I would think that it would be
You're
like it was known that he was Catholic, so I would think that it would be from the other side,
He wasn't a good Catholic though.
like Americans are like, you know what?
I'm gonna take this Catholic.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of
out.
this Catholic, so he's not kissing the Pope.
Yes, it was November 22nd. By the way, just got to fact check. myself.
I believed you.
Yeah,
Another
I didn't believe
interesting
myself, so I had
story:
to-
Joe Biden was excommunicated from the Roman Catholic Church while president.
Okay, too political. Yeah.
So I don't know that it was Catholics because I just don't think that they would care enough. But
Yeah. So that didn't come up in my theories.
I don't care.
So
about him, like they got bigger fish to fry than JFK. Like, I don't,
So the biggest like theory is that the government's involved in some way, right? Because there's multiple shooters.
Yeah.
People say it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald.
Is that a theory at this? I thought he worked for the CIA. Lee
No,
Oswald.
man. Here we go.
he actually did have Soviet ties though.
All right, I get to that. Okay. So if, and even like Bobby Kennedy was like, he thought the CIA was involved in some way. So the whole theory with why would it be the CIA is the fact that Kennedy found out the CIA was like plotting to kill Castro. Okay.
CIA killed a lot of people back then.
And
They still do, but they killed a lot of people back
well,
then.
Kennedy finds out about it and, kind of shuts that down. And they're worried that the CIA is going to get disbanded. So then they take out the president. All right?
So I think there is a little historical accuracy to like him and the CIA because, and this was a conspiracy theory for years and years and years, but it actually came out to be factual in the 90s, I think. It was called Operation Northwoods. And Operation Northwoods was a CIA planned false flag attack on Miami. And the CIA was going to attack Miami and look like Cuba to justify a war with Cuba, with
Right.
communist Cuba. And that actually, like, you can look it up. I mean, it came out with like freedom of information and stuff like that. But and JFK actually is the one that shot that down. So
there's a
so
little
that
bit
actually
of-
there is some historical accuracy to the CIA, but the CIA had like a lot of overreach when it came to trying to quote prevent the spread of communism and stuff like
I
that.
just think
Right.
you could do anything back in the 60s.
dude, I'm telling
You
you.
just do anything.
I was thinking about that.
There's
like,
all these movies.
Yeah, like
You
you,
could-
just do whatever you want.
So Savannah's reading like a historical fiction book that has like it's during World War II and it's in like occupied Nazi occupied France. So she's asking me all these like Hitler questions, and like
A lot of
Because you
similarities.
know more than the book.
no, what's a fiction book? But like no, she was just asking stuff that like really no offense, Savannah, but like Hudson probably knows. But anyways,
I feel like that's offensive to
But-
say there.
Usually,
I said,
when you
I said no offense.
when you that doesn't mean you get to say whatever you want.
That's like,
Okay.
yeah, that's not, you didn't say bless her heart. Then you can
So,
say whatever you want.
The point I'm making is though is like I was thinking about like I got down a rabbit hole reading about. I mean, there was over 1,000 concentration camps. Like
Yeah.
I mean, Auschwitz and all those are the famous,
Yeah.
but there was over
Yeah.
1,000. Like today with satellite imagery, like we live in a time now where there's like nothing hidden, man. Like I
Yeah.
feel like our government knows everything that's going on every square inch of this earth.
Yeah.
Because of technology. Like it's. But back then, man, like you get away with a lot of stuff. Like,
Do whatever you,
know,
wanted,
like,
man. Just do whatever you wanted. Just,
yeah.
I had no idea there was that many camps.
Yeah, I mean it was a
Yeah.
lot, and like they would have like
Because most of them wasn't huge. They
Yeah.
were like hidden in the forest.
well, and they would have multiple with under an umbrella of like
Yeah.
So like Auschwitz is the most famous, but there was
Right. There was multiple-
there was multiple ones
within
But I think
Auschwitz.
it's the most famous because it's the biggest, right?
well it killed
it
the, mo-
was
the most
the
people
most
died.
deaths.
Like they had over
Yeah.
a
and then
million
there's
just there.
Treblinka that was pretty.
Well, and
famous.
Dachau, and I mean
Yeah.
this is getting way on.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
but-
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So another CIA kind of theory was that anti-Castro groups within the CIA took him out. Again, this is kind of falls into the whole like he stopped us from killing Castro. All right. Then there's the whole idea that Lyndon B. Johnson was like
trying to
a part of it.
Power grab.
Yeah, power grab, trying to take the presidency. CIA backed him on it because he would be more supportive, yada, yada.
I feel.
right.
I think my Roman Catholic view has the best hopes right now out of everything.
No, dude,
I'm gonna be honest.
I like the LBJ one
Really? You
yeah,
think so?
because I think all these dudes are power hungry, man.
I honestly just, I mean, like, if you look at the time period in history, though, man, like, it was so tumultuous. And,
Good
like,
word.
I mean,
Big one.
you know, I mean, a couple years later, his little brother gets killed. You know, and it's
'Cause he
and
found
then,
out
and then
about
Martin
Lyndon
Luther
B.
King,
Johnson.
MLK gets assassinated. I mean, like, you had this run where just everybody was getting shot, and so I mean, it's not
DB
like
Cooper.
Yeah, I mean,
jumped out.
nobody knows what you know.
But I mean,
Show me your
as far as like multiple shooters and stuff, because you mentioned that, like I mean, that's been tested a lot, and
Oh yeah, there's like 1,000 documentaries on this.
but I mean, a lot of them say that they're like, because everybody always got caught up on the way, like when the bullet hits his head, the way his head flies
Yeah,
one way or the other.
yeah.
But like, it's actually, they've proven, like, if you get shot, like your head flies like that way, like I don't know, I don't know,
Like
physics or
toward the
whatever.
bullet.
Yeah, because that was always, everybody was like, his head went like this when it got hit. But like, they've shown that like if you get shot there, your head would do.
Did he get shot in the back of the head?
Yeah, so Lee Harvey Oswald was in the
Behind-
Texas School
behind
Book
the
Depository, like up here behind him, and shot him. Well, so the first bullet didn't hit him in the head. It like went like here and went through, and it actually was it the governor of Texas that was in the front seat.
Yes, like hit him like
Yeah, so
What was that guy thinking?
it hit him too. But like it,
Did he
actually-
survive?
Like, how?
it like went through and like got him like the leg or something. Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah, I think he survived though. I'm not
Probably he did. He no, yeah. He did.
but then the last shot obviously is the one that got him in the head, and
Man, you
So
just
he
like-
got shot more than once.
Oh Lord.
He's like out there in a parade and just
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Pop, pop.
But I mean,
Not-
you know, everybody's been around. Everybody here's been around guns shooting at some point. I mean, we live in Georgia, you know, and like a lot of times, if it's not like right next to you, I mean, it, you know, I mean, I'm out hunting and you hear gunshots in the distance.
yeah.
And you don't know exactly. I mean, it's not like you can point exactly. So I think that a lot of people heard the gunshots, and you're in a town where things echo.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I think that there could have been something shady about who might have done it or the motivations but as far as more than one shooter, I don't know. that I
Why
buy
do
it.
you think they've not revealed the information? Right? Because Trump, first time he got elected, said he was going to release the file or whatever. He was gonna do it.
You can read the Warren Commission. I mean, it's
Yeah,
then-
but he's not talking about the Warren Commission. He's talking about like all the
info that they have.
they haven't released.
Trump said he was going to release it. He didn't. Biden said he was going to release it when he got elected. He didn't. Trump this time is saying he will release it. Why
Well,
do you think they didn't release
I
it?
think the presidents say they're going. Potential presidents say they're going to do lots of things before they get in there. I don't think that's unique to just this situation. A lot of people say they're going to do a lot of things, but
maybe they got in the office and was like, you know what?
This is everything.
maybe I shouldn't release it because I'll be the next one that gets shot.
Yeah, or like, you
makes
know,
sense.
I've got more pressing things to do than
Worry about.
things in the 60s. That,
Well,
So, but the thing that, and we mentioned this a second ago, though, is like, you know, the Soviet tie, and you said you were going to get to that, because he actually did have some legitimate ties to the Soviet Union, and that was in the thick of, you know, the Cold War too. So that's always to me been the most plausible, is that he had connections to the Soviet Union. I mean,
all right. So let's talk about Lee Harvey real quick. So he made a trip to Mexico City from September to October of '63. All right. JFK was assassinated in November. All right. And he made repeated attempts to contact Cuban and Soviet consulates. Like he's trying to make contact with these people during that visit. Castro denies any involvement, saying it would be too big of a risk for retaliation against the act. So if we're involved, if Cuba's involved, it doesn't make sense, because in that war that we don't want is
gonna
it's here.
happen.
Yeah. But Lee Harvey did have, or he was in Mexico City trying to contact people from those, and he had a meeting with one, but no one knows really what it's about.
well, I mean, it could have at the end of the day just been like he was crazy and wanted to,
Yeah.
and sympathized with them, and they were like, man, we don't want to be a part of that, but he was still just like, I'm going to do it anyways. You know what I mean? Like,
Could be.
but
then Hoover, after looking through things, this, obviously Lee Harvey Oswald was then shot, and that just adds fuel to the fire. Whether it's someone who's a JFK sympathizer, or just like super, I don't know, patriotic guy who's like, you know what, you killed my president. I'm
talking about Jack Ruby?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. But obviously that feeds into it. Like maybe he's just silencing him.
Dude, I could definitely see. I mean, I didn't know the guy.
How soon did Jack Ruby die? He died pretty quick too, right?
Pretty quick after. Yeah.
Wait, who is Jack Ruby?
Jack Ruby
shot Lee Harvey
killed
Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Okay.
Like
well, he worked
days after.
for, like, he's a
He
police
was a
officer
nightclub
in
owner.
Dallas.
No, he was a nightclub owner, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, so he's just like there at the parade, and he.
No,
it was a couple. So they arrest. So Lee Harvey Oswald actually didn't he kill a police officer before they caught him?
I think he shot him.
And,
I don't know that he killed him.
And they, but anyways,
If
he'd already been arrested.
If he did,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay.
And then like he was handcuffed and being taken from one place to another,
killed him.
and Lee Harvey Oswald like popped out with a gun and shot him and killed him.
Jack Ruby.
Jack Ruby killed Lee Harvey
So,
Oswald.
and I
My
guess
bad,
he went to
sorry.
prison for that. And,
But then, well, I mean, he died very quick after. I think.
Like, I don't think he ever got prosecuted.
Yeah, like I don't have enough.
Man, you
so like
guys-
an Epstein kind of thing, where he committed
No, not like
quotation
an Epstein.
marks
No,
You guys,
suicide in
No.
jail.
no,
No, what's different? Ruby didn't.
everything. Look, so Jack Ruby's a nightclub owner, right?
yeah.
So
killed
Jack Ruby died in 1967. So he was the
what's that?
so he was probably in jail for a little while. But
Yeah.
let's see what killed him: a pulmonary embolism.
Heart attack,
Well, that's a blood clot in your lungs. I think
pulmonary.
Pulmonary means lungs.
a blood clot in your lungs.
I'm not a
is what
science
it-
guy.
it's-
Forrest.
Look, no doubt
my
about
wife-
it.
my
Either
wife
way,
loves
listen.
Grey's Anatomy,
Either
okay?
way, Jack Ruby and what's the guy that shot JFK?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
No doubt, those guys on a weeknight, you can find them. You could have found them in the '60s at Applebee's.
No, you couldn't.
No
Hey,
doubt.
speaking of Applebee's, I just saw an ad for Applebee's the other day, and I thought it was hilarious.
Hey, Applebee's.
Let me tell it. All you can eat riblets, shrimp, and boneless wings for $15.99.
What's up?
Let's go.
What's
So-
a riblet?
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, those riblets are good, man.
You've gotta
That's
give
Tyler
away
McIntyre.
food basically to get people to come to your restaurant.
And they also have a 2-drink minimum, and there's no company tab.
So
Wait, what?
what? What are we talking about? I was talking about JFK, but I'm interested now.
I'm
What'd you say?
talking now about the Dundee Awards.
oh, okay. My bad.
So
Invite
he
your
did-
family and friends.
So he did 45 minutes after the assassination. He killed that cop, JD.
Okay,
Tippit.
so he did get him.
So that's
45 minutes?
actually, I think that's what he was initially arrested for. I think like he killed the cop, and they're like, this guy killed a cop, and they're like, oh wait a minute,
That's the
this
guy.
is the dude that killed JFK too.
So Jack Ruby owns a nightclub, right?
Yes.
Some people say the mob's involved. Is Jack Ruby a mob guy?
I mean, I think there's a lot of things that obviously if there wasn't so many things like what we're talking about, it wouldn't have become a conspiracy. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that could have been.
Well,
Or it
that's
could-
the
or it
whole
could have just
thing
been
with the
nothing,
conspiracy is like,
Here's what I think about Jack Ruby.
okay, can't wait.
I think Jack Ruby hanged himself for lack of recognition. He went to work at that nightclub and he never got recognized for being a good boss. He never got a Dundee Award, and he probably went home and his neighbor was like, man, I work at this paper company and I get these Dundee Awards. I'm really appreciated. And he's like, man, I never get recognized. And so he did that.
Porter amped up because he's going to play golf today.
I guess, or maybe because he got 30 more minutes to sleep than us.
Yeah, dude, yeah, we came in like a little and then
So
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of those theories. out there.
so what do you think? Do you think that
Man, I've struggled. I've watched documentaries. They're good at like trying to.
yeah, they sell
They sell their idea. Yeah, they do a good job. I honestly think it was probably just a one-man show. I think Lee Harvey, he had his reasons, and that was enough for him.
you ever? I know Ryan has because he's a king of the hill guy like me. But there's an episode because Dale Gribble is a big conspiracy
Yeah.
theorist.
Yeah.
And there's the episode where he reads the Warren Commission again.
Yeah.
And he's like, but it makes complete sense. And he has this crisis, and he goes to Dallas.
Yeah.
And this police officer helps him, and then he becomes really pro America because
Yeah,
he
he,
has faith in America because
He turns real patriotic.
I feel like a lot of times, man, when you really conspiracy theories, I think that you know, some of them you might be easy to buy into, but like some you have to stretch pretty
So
far.
for-
Well, also
for-
you don't want to believe them because they shed a light. Like, let's say that this is the case.
Well, I'm going to leave this podcast being very pro America, because I don't want to be the one that gets killed. So if one of y'all get
Well,
killed,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Like,
this sheds a real negative light, but at the same time, dude, this is what I've always said about like these books and stuff. These fictitious books,
Fictional. Just say fictional.
fictional. That's not right.
Fictitious.
Fictitious. That's
fictitious.
Fictional.
Anyway, these fictional books and movies and shows, like I know they're dramatized.
I have no idea.
Dramatic.
Drama. It doesn't
Traumatized?
matter.
Anyway, but the ideas come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're not just imagining.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, I mean, they
well, and because like what I mentioned, like with the Operation Northwoods thing, I mean that was a conspiracy theory for years that like the government was planning a false flag attack against its own people, and then it actually.
What
you
is for us unhistorical people who don't know? What is the Warren Report?
The Warren
Warren
Commission.
So,
Commission.
so
He was
it's the investigation
commissioned to
yeah.
look into this and make sure that everything was done the right way.
yeah,
Shed light.
And
all that.
it says
I mean you have
Lee
that.
Harvey Oswald.
You have that really in it, like a lot of time. I mean, there was, what was one after 9/11?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always like, anytime
But
something
then you
happens-
have wait, who was he? Like, was he a governmental person?
Governmental?
Was he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did he work
so-
for the
so-
government?
yeah,
Well, then
so
that's like
you'll
a
have-
conflict of interest.
Well, but you'll have
But is it?
what you
Because your
do.
president died.
Well, what are you gonna do? Who else are you gonna get? Other
What-
than a
no, what-
government
like,
employee?
You
these-
can get
these-
an outside agency to come in.
Well,
So
what-
you-
not.
these committees,
What outside agency?
these committees.
There's other in the private sector.
Ben's
there's
trying to
people
explain
that-
to you why this is the case.
So this is like a congressional committee that looks into things.
which
like,
doesn't help either.
okay.
Why would Congress want the president dead?
Look, let's go to the McCarthy Senate
At that
hearings
time.
back then, okay? When you got everybody in the 50s, all these people are communists. And you get Arthur Miller's The Crucible saying, this is the craziest thing that ever took place. If you say you're a communist or you say you're not a communist, then you're for the communists and you got to blame somebody else for being a communist. So it's like there's no way out of these things. There's, unless you want to be blackballed and blackmailed.
I think he was just looking into who killed the president.
I'm
But,
just
I
saying,
mean-
I feel like that's a
I
conflict of
understand.
interest.
Yeah, because his bosses may be like,
For
"Hey,
instance-
let me tell you what you're gonna find." No, I get, no,
exactly.
I
It's
get
just
it.
like the SBC when the whole sexual scandal goes thing in the Southern Baptist Convention a couple years ago. The SBC, it wouldn't look right if they investigated it. They had to hire. We spent millions of dollars
So you're
for
saying
another
you
organization to
want-
come in and do the investigation.
You want another country's,
Not another country, a private sector company in America.
but then there's going to be ulterior motives.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. So let's get somewhere from another country. I think that'd be good.
I don't.
Let's
think
get
so,
the
'cause then
United
they-
Nations involved. Come on. Well,
my
which we
goodness.
own that too. So let's not.
Goodness gracious!
we own that.
I mean, generally, when
We
you have-
do own the United Nations.
Generally,
let's
when
be
you have
honest.
stuff like that, though, it's like usually it's like a bipartisan group of people,
Correct.
And so like the motivations for all those people will be different, and so that's what our whole government is like checks and balances, and so I think that like that's the point is picking respected people from both sides of the aisle to head up a commission to look into something, and if you're to the point now where you can't trust
Either side.
either like. If there's nobody in the place that you can trust in your opinion, then we're at a place that we've gone terribly wrong, and it kind of defeats the purpose of government.
no, dude.
And there is a big distrust in government right now.
I'm about to say, I think we're there.
but
Yeah.
well, it's because the standards for which people can run for Congress and get elected are very, very low now. I mean,
Oh,
you have,
yeah.
you
I-
have- you have,
but-
you have high school dropouts getting
A
elected.
lot
to
of this
Congress,
goes back to the assassination of JFK, though, because and RFK talks a lot about this. I've heard him talk about where he's like, "This is the first time the government
He
really
talked.
started."
He talked.
He's
a lot
he's
about
talking about his kid, not
Oh, okay.
not the OG.
this. Okay, my
But
bad.
RFK is talking about like this is when when the government started lying to us, and we figured it out. And before in the 60s and 70s, nobody thought the government would lie to us.
But do you?
But
think,
now we always think they're lying to us.
But you think he has like a little bit of vendetta? His family was killed.
Yeah, yeah. For
So
sure.
is he? Is he? A,
Well, that's a thing within itself is like the Kennedy curse. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
that's-
all die, like
Young.
all of them. They
It's
all
crazy.
die young. It's crazy, except him. But
He is super
well,
jacked.
and his uncle. I mean, Ted lived to be pretty old.
So there's JFK, guys.
Okay.
You didn't
That
know.
was-
History report.
I feel like people that
Catholics
usually listen
did
to this podcast are like, man, we like to laugh and this is funny. These guys are talking about like
Well, they asked for
we
conspiracies.
can't trust the government, and
So no,
I
you can't-
guarantee you, if you can get into the Vatican's library, the secret part, where nobody gets to go in, I guarantee you there's a file in there about how they plan to kill JFK. I guarantee.
Chris is great.
Luther's commentary on Romans didn't pop up until like the
feel like
1970s.
Chris, do you
Chris
have
is
a,
Chris
do you
is going to
have
get
a-
killed by the Catholic Church next.
Do you have a website? I feel like you have a website. If you don't have
It's
a
called
website,
creedthoughts.com.
creedthoughts.com. You should make a website and just share all that.
Here's
we
one.
got to keep rolling.
Yeah.
I don't have to comment on that.
I think Chris will like this one. So the Freemasons, the whole
That's a cult. Goodness
yeah,
gracious.
the whole like it's a cult. They're part of the Illuminati. I'm not even going to talk about the Illuminati really because that's just a rabbit hole.
I got some thoughts on this.
So, well, I don't know anything about him, so I'm gonna say the tiny thing that I know, and then I'll let y'all just talk because I'm not a Freemason person, but I knew a guy that was one time, and like when he got like inducted or whatever you do, they gave him like this like wooden. They called it like a cane, but it was basically like a stick, and they were like, "This is like 1,000 years old, and this is treasure, and you got to keep it." And I'm like, "That's a stick." And that's the only thing I know about him is they like
Yeah.
gave him like this cane that was like this old rickety stick.
and you
that-
get like an apron. I'm like, what's the difference between that and the guy at Home Depot? They're like the same thing.
This, dude,
guy
I tell,
Home
like
Depot's
the
getting paid.
strange the strange thing to me about Freemasons is like you know it's kind of they got some stuff that seems weird, you know, but you also everyone knows someone that's
Yeah.
in it, like or that was in it or something. Not, I think it's kind of.
So I'm going to tell you the history. I'm going to tell you the history.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's not the full history, but this is kind of like where the like something's up
Yeah.
started happening.
Is a guy named Crawley involved in this?
I don't know.
Pretty sure he is.
He's reading this live right now. Like this is the
No,
first
hey, I
time.
made notes. All right, 1826. Dude names. Whoa, I said the same thing. on the notes.
1826, get a stick.
In the 1826, a guy named William Morgan from New York
Oh, Billy.
pairs up. Yeah, Billy Morgan pairs up with this guy named David Miller to release a book revealing the secrets of this organization, the Freemasons.
Okay.
All right. Billy is, I'm going to call him Billy.
So they didn't start the organization. They
No.
wrote the
They
book
wanted to
about-
like, you know what? There's some secret stuff going on.
We're gonna tell people about this.
So here's what he did. How'd he do it? He claimed to be a member, like he's living in this town. He claimed to be a member of the lodge from another town. You know, this is 1800s, so they're spread out. So he gets in, like they're like, oh, okay, and he just to get information for his book, right? So he's wanting to figure out all these secrets.
undercover boss.
Yeah, basically. And him and this other guy is going to release the book. Well, Billy is arrested on a trumped up charge of unpaid debts. In the middle of the night, he's bailed out of jail by a group of Masons and is never seen again.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
So the whole thing is like the police were like sympathized with the Freemasons, like
Yeah.
all that good
And
stuff.
so they let the Masons
they
take
let
him.
him take him. Yep.
What year was this?
1826.
So,
So
even
the-
in 1826, snitches get stitches.
That's right.
Yeah, for real. This is like pre-Civil War, right? That's like
So-
rough. That's rough times, man.
The four guys that basically like abducted him and then killed him were
What?
put.
Who's the president in 1826, Ben? Is it Lincoln? No, Lincoln being the 60s.
Are you crazy?
Who's the
No,
Madison?
No. Did you say Madison? No.
Madison's
I
in the-
know this.
let's
it
see.
was
Let
like
me-
1 through 12, somewhere in there.
No. All right. So let me think about it. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna think.
Okay.
About it.
So the four guys that basically abducted and killed Billy, all right, they're put on trial and received very lenient sentences. And the charge was moving Morgan against his will. So they didn't get like
the
murder charges.
Freemason guys.
Yeah, the four guys that took him. All right. The whole theory.
Quincy Adams. John Quincy Adams.
Yeah. Oh, so John Quincy Adams was president. I don't know why
I
that's.
thought it was Polk. I'm sorry.
So the whole theory is that, like, you know, they're similar to the Illuminati, powerful people operating in secrecy to control the world. If their secrets get out,
You know what I think though?
they
Or-
just
'cause
want
you-
some time away from their wives.
Yeah, you know how many people like because the big thing is like all these people that signed the Declaration
yeah,
of
we're
Independence.
Freemasons,
and
yeah.
Or was it
Are you,
Constitution?
are you
or
thinking about
both,
the?
I guess?
Both.
Are you thinking about National Treasure?
Yeah, I do think about, but you know what I think? I think all these dudes were just like, you know what? We should be our own state. Like we should have our sovereignty. You're like, hey, you know what? I agree with you. Let's start a club and talk about these things.
What does sovereignty
And,
have to do with it?
You know,
Is that
kind of
free? Free?
like now it'd be like, hey, we want to tell people what we think. Let's start a podcast. The Freemasons originated as a podcast.
Hometown has-beens.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Andrew Ferguson. He sent me this meme where it was like, hey, today the guys getting together, like, let's start a podcast. Was like, the 80s. Hey, let's start a band.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, yes.
I think you have to have more talent to start a band.
Yeah,
So-
for real.
That's true.
Because, like back then, like,
Ryan
it
could
was,
do it.
it was
He could
fun
sing.
to,
Play piano.
Just start stuff.
yeah.
Get on
Well,
the
I mean,
keys.
you're like, ah, man,
I can play the air guitar.
stuff is important. You know,
Yeah.
they took things seriously back then, where now it's just like, I'm just trying to, hang out.
Well,
What
so
things
I-
do you think they took serious? Like, what do you think they were originally? Like, just
Well, Ben Franklin had his list of things or something that would that he thought you could perfect the human. Yeah, as far as
the list of 13.
yeah,
things.
but the last one was. It's funny that was the last one. Look it up if you don't know.
Humility.
No,
No, he's not gonna say it.
I'm not gonna say it. The last one was.
Something else.
Yeah, it's like he was procrastinating on that one. Like,
So I know a story about a guy who was going to join the Freemasons as well. So this guy gives him a penny. One of the guys in the Freemasons, he's like, hey, and he had been going through the whatever tests, I don't
the
know,
weird stuff. Yeah.
initiations, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And they says, hey, I'm giving you this penny. I guess it was a special penny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Like
I was
a-
like
they
years
just-
old. Yeah, they give you some random thing.
They
And he
like look in
says-
the dashboard, like the floorboard of their car. I'm like,
No.
this is sacred.
Yeah, yeah.
He says, I'm gonna give you this penny. You need to take care of it. Hold on to it. Don't lose it. Don't ever mention it again.
I guarantee you
if
that was
any-
the stick thing.
If anybody asks you, you don't know what I'm talking. You don't know what they're talking about.
Why would somebody ask about this guy's penny?
Doesn't matter. It's a test, man. It's a
Right,
test.
I think that I bet you anything that's the stick thing, and like they told
Yeah.
me about the stick, so that guy's probably dead. Like I haven't seen him in
When's the
years.
last
Well,
time
no,
you heard
hold
from
on.
him, Ben?
It's been a minute.
Now
So
he's
then-
definitely dead after this podcast. for
So
sure.
then, like months go by, the guy who gives him the penny comes and says, "Hey, you still got that penny I gave you?" He says, "Yeah." And he says, "You're not cut out for it because he talked about the penny."
Oh shoot!
He was supposed to
really?
say what penny?
Yeah, he's supposed to be like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
even to the guy that gave it to
I
him,
know. I think they didn't want him in.
failed the test.
They just like you
Failed
know
the
what?
test.
That's what they're like. He's kind of abrasive, or something. you
They're
know?
like, "Let's just give him this pen. Just
We'll
leave him
figure it
alone
out
for a few months. Put a reminder in your phone, and then go ask him about it."
about the penny. Yeah,
So,
But I- but I
a lot
will
of people,
say-
a lot of people think it's a cult, though.
but I mean, yeah, but it's because they operate.
It is a cult.
Ryan
Because
joins cults.
I did not join.
Yeah, we need to talk
He
about that.
considers it.
If you run a cult out of a van at a
Alright.
gas station.
So let me explain what happened. It was the morning of
wait.
Chappelle.
Let me add, before you tell the story. How much money did you give said person in said van?
Now let him tell the
Well,
story.
I'll tell the story.
No, I
We'll
think you need to
find out.
preface
He'll-
this with that dollar amount
He'll get to the dollar amount. Let's
I'm kind of scared of these dudes, to be honest.
because they were part of the Freemasons.
yeah. So,
Nah, they were part of this group. They were like, "Hey, we."
man, what's that guy's
What did he
name?
say? How did he say it?
All right, so
Thug Cowboy.
He's the country rap king.
country.
Country
So okay, so I'm at what's that? QT in Commerce. I'm like
Not
you know,
Robert Lovelace's.
not
His brother,
not
racetrack. Ben said.
not at Quentin's place at the actual QT at the Quick Trip, and so I'm just pumping gas, and this guy just when you pump gas, you look around, you just look around, and so I'm just over there pumping gas, looking around, and I guess I guess I see this van because it's got what's it called, the wrap on it.
Yeah.
It's like green and bright colors. That's it stands out. So I suppose my eyes went there. This dude starts walking up to me. And he's probably listening right now because I'm like, hey, man, we got a podcast. I didn't know the guy.
No, you dropped our name.
Yeah, dude. I thought it was like,
Oh.
no, dude. I was like, well, maybe this guy's for real.
Maybe we can
So,
get a
hold
sponsor
on.
by the rap.
So this guy walks
Country
up, and your initial reaction is, "We got a podcast. You should listen."
Okay, no. So he comes up. All right. So first of all, I thought it was a touring bus. Like I thought this guy
Was on tour.
Can
was
you
like-
describe
yeah,
the
was
bus
like a-
other than it has a wrap? Like
All
how
right,
big
so-
is it?
Hold
What
on.
kind of vehicle
When
is
you
it?
say touring bus, you mean like a band's on tour, or you mean
Yeah.
like he's giving a tour of commerce?
No, I thought. Yeah, no, I thought.
Those
I
are
thought-
two different things.
I thought he was in a
True.
band and they were on tour, which is kind
So
of.
it's a big bus?
No, it's a van. I thought maybe they were up and coming.
Oh, okay.
What's
But-
on a bus?
So it's like what are the star
Like a,
vans?
no,
the
it's like a-
old Chevy
It's like
vans?
a
No,
no.
like
It's like a
15 passenger.
No,
van?
it's like a hey, I got candy. Come and get in my van. It's that kind of van.
it's a creeper van,
Yeah, creeper van. There we go.
church van.
Yeah, yeah.
Still has the Korean church name on it. Why did she keep
That's
it on
it.
the bus?
That's another office reference for you.
Yeah, but anyway, so I think
Oh
this
no,
is
no, not the same.
But y'all have to have some background. Like I really one of the things that I enjoy is like trying to find these people who haven't made it yet, like made it, and listen to their stuff and be like, oh, they're good. They're gonna make it.
So if you put out a YouTube video of you singing, you're probably going to get a comment from Jeezy 09.
Do you like hedge bets on these guys? Like, yeah, they're gonna make it.
It's just like a hop. Like
It is
like
a
I'll
hobby
go.
of yours.
Yeah, like I'll go on Amazon Music and just type in a random word
And see what
and
comes.
see if a song comes up, and then I'll listen to that song and decide if I like it or
I
not.
don't think that's how you find.
A random word.
Yeah, just a random word. Yeah.
Buds.
No, it's crazy. All right.
Applebee's.
All the people that are listening, you go on Amazon Music, or I don't care, Spotify, whatever. You just type in a random word. There will be several songs come up.
We should let's do that at the end.
We
right.
got to do that.
We'll do that at the end.
All right. So anyway, so that's my background. So this dude's coming up and he's like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Hey."
We got a podcast.
This dude is in a cutoff sleeve shirt, which is fine. I've wore those before, with boots, like cowboy boots with blue jeans tucked into said boots. And,
Did you just describe your coaching attire?
no. And dude had like let's see, did he have a cowboy hat? No, he didn't have a cowboy hat. He had like a trucker hat backwards.
So like Joe Dirt.
Yeah. I mean, it was similar, long hair. Yeah, similar guy. So he comes up. He's like, "Hey man, do you know us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't look at this van that closely. I was scanning, scanning my surroundings, making sure."
Just being safe.
Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald's grandson wasn't around or anything. And he's like, "Hey man, you know us?" And I'm like, "Who?" And he's like, "You was looking at the van." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't know you. What are y'all about?" And he's like, "Hey man, we love guns, God, and beer." And and he's like, we make music and it's real good. You ever heard of Jelly Roll? I was like, yeah, I know Jelly. That's what
I got his number
Rod
right.
is making it seem like he's like hip to it. Like, yeah, man, I know Jelly.
Yeah, no,
Me and Jelly. Like,
it's called.
I get down with a jelly.
Hey, I looked his music up right when he got out of prison. I looked up Donut and it come up, and I've been a fan ever since.
It's called mirroring. Okay, you just
I tell you, hey, he gives some inspirational speeches though.
Jelly?
When he got
Dude,
that
yeah.
award, he's like, "I just want you to know, if you're laying on the bathroom floor and you're relapsing right now, in 4 months you can win a CMA." That's not what he said.
the way he says stuff, it's like, God, I want to be
You
a
believe
recovering
it.
drug addict too.
It's like at church, you hear one of them testimonies, you're like, dang, I need to go do some
I need to
drugs to
do
get out of
some
this.
stuff.
Such a good story.
It's like
They got a big pop. Maybe
Yeah.
I should.
And he's big. Look at him.
I want a face tattoo too.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So anyway, he's like, "You know Jelly Roll?" I'm like, like, yeah, I know Jelly. And at this point, I'm kind of getting the vibe like this dude is like, this is wild. And at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna see where this takes me. You know, we're gonna go down this road.
No.
And he's like, yeah, man, we got this group and there, and he tells me the group name. I don't remember. And he's like, yeah, Jelly. That's how Jelly got started with us, man. With us. I'm like, well, that's cool. He's like, look, I got some CDs. He starts rolling out these like 10 CDs, and he's like, all right, man, this is like if Creed and Cody Johnson had a baby.
That sounds awesome. That sounds like a great baby.
I was like, I like Creed. And I was like, he's like, yeah. Well, you're going to want that one. And he like sets it aside. He's like, this one right here, this is like if Tupac and I don't know, some rock band.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, got together and created this new thing, dude. This one's awesome. Yeah. Blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And then finally he goes, and this one, man, this one's mine. This one's mine. And it's like DJ Turned Up or something like that.
Turn up for what?
And he's like, dude, we usually sell these online for I don't remember what he said. He's like, but we got a special going on. I'm like, I bet you do. and so yeah, and so I bought these CDs.
How much?
I bought 5 for $60.
You did.
That's the craziest thing I've ever
That is
You could have just.
You were the
Dude,
biggest.
he was-
You're the biggest sucker.
hold on. But not honestly, this is the honest truth. I was like, you know what? This dude is out here peddling CDs from a van.
Wait a minute.
Like he's getting it. Like it was a charity case.
I'll
to
tell
me.
you what.
I'm really
getting.
offended right now. I'm gonna be
He's
very honest with
getting,
you. I'm very offended.
Addictive narcotics. is
Yeah.
what he's
No,
getting.
well. So fast forward. So I'm telling these guys a little bit about this. And
I did not know you spent $60.
dude, it was a charity. It was a charity situation.
That
for me.
dude
Yeah,
rolled
there's a
down
lot
2
of
more
charities.
exits.
There's a lot of
Got him an
charities
8-ball and a
that you
lot
don't
lizard
have.
and had a good night.
Maybe, but man, he was out there working.
Just
man.
because you're a nonprofit doesn't
Like,
mean I
dude,
give you money.
He was working, I mean, but so anyway, fast forward. So, and y'all got to understand the way he approached me, it was like a fast walk. Like he was excited about the day,
drugs
the
make you
opportunity.
walk like that.
When
So-
you ain't got money and you need drugs, you be excited.
So fast forward, I'm telling you guys about it. And then Ben finds this documentary
Yeah.
about this guy.
Wait,
His-
this is the guy, right?
Yeah, this is his name. I'm pretty sure it was him. I don't know. He's talking so fast.
It might have been one of his guys.
It was one of his
cult
guys.
members.
So there's this guy named Michael Knight, and apparently he's got some. He takes in drug recovering addicts.
There you go.
And he puts them in these vans to go sell these. Also, listen to the CD immediately when I got in. It's pretty filthy. Like I was like, this is terrible, not good. And
Any of them any good?
no, I only got through 2, and I was like, man, my Christian ears cannot hear this anymore. And but anyway, so dude is like, he gets these recovery addicts, and he sells it like we're giving them a second chance, but really,
So you think he thought you needed a second chance? Maybe he was trying to recruit you.
no, I think he.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
He's fidgety over there
No,
at the gas pump. He's
looking
looking
back-
around.
Looking back, I'm
look
pretty
at
sure.
his,
just
look
needs
at
a dip.
his skin. That guy is clearly used to be on meth.
No, dude, no, like this
His
guy.
teeth are kind of good, but his
No,
skin.
this dude. Look, I don't have a problem with this guy. He was out there trying to make a living, but the
He did that
guy
thing.
that's in charge, and I thought
I don't have a
originally-
problem with this guy either. I have a problem because I thought I had a relatively intelligent friend, not a sucker.
just-
You're a sucker.
I'm not a
Here's-
sucker.
look, we got
I saw
we-
this guy, and I'm like, dude, if you're out here, like,
If that guy came up to you, no CDs, said, "Hey man, I'm having a hard time. Will you give me $50? Would you give it to him?"
100%.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'll
Question.
accept
I have some friend beef. You might want to cut
'Cause
this
some-
out. I have
some
some real
people-
friend beef
Hold
right
on.
now, right?
Hold on,
Some-
wait.
some
I
people
actually
wouldn't.
Actually, I'll take that back because the reason that I liked it, the reason that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna help this dude out, is because he was working.
He showed ambition.
Yeah, like he was out there moving product.
Yeah, he was.
That is not.
Yeah, he was. That's right. He was moving product in that
but
van.
He was. So, but anyway, this Michael Knight he's got this huge lawsuit on him, like making
Wrongful
dudes,
death.
wrongful
Yeah.
death suit, like making dudes work too many hours. And there's this documentary that Ben sent that Like these guys, and it's so funny because one of the scenes in the documentary is like they're telling their guys, the soldiers, I think they call them. That's really what I think they call them. I'm not, but anyway,
That's definitely a cult.
yeah. Oh no, it's weird.
hardcore.
And he's like, and they go out in these vans all over the country, and they always go to these small towns because they know that small town people will be like, yeah, dude, I'll help you out, like me. And so they were talking about though how they pitch the CDs. And he's like, hey, you don't stand on the side. You approach people and you go at them and you say, da 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 da. You're like, hey, I got CDs, and wave them around and blah. That is exactly how this dude came up to me. I mean, exactly. So yeah, dude, I contributed to this little fraud of a guy that,
Cults used to sell jams and jellies. Now they sell CDs.
Yeah. Also, you
true.
could literally buy every song.
Buy or just
Or
listen.
listen to every song that was on those CDs on Amazon Music. So it was just
You already had it.
yeah.
So
that guy's probably going to get like $6 of
Here's
that
what I
60
learned.
that I spent.
Here's what I learned. You need to learn to say no.
Yeah, maybe.
can't go play golf with us today, but you can go spend $60 on the CDs.
That's
at the-
why he
at
can't
the
go play
QC.
golf.
Yeah, but
Allison took his card after that.
I don't blame her one bit.
I didn't tell the amount. So she's just finding this out with our listeners. About
Well, tell
the
her we
amount.
skipped a week
Yeah.
in episodes.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
man.
Oh man, it was. I mean, it really was a charity thing. Like I was like, this dude is hustling out here.
You're such a good guy.
He's hustling. Well, I mean,
I would classify as idiot.
I'm a good. No, it was legit. Like he was selling. So like I forgot, dude.
It doesn't matter.
When you have the gun. Okay, I'm in gym shorts and like I'm going to Chappelle. And
He thought he was getting another soldier.
dude, I'm driving like a Lincoln MKX. Like it's old. Like it's
Big
that,
money.
that was not a flex.
He saw
No.
you. Was like, this guy's got
He's
money.
like-
No, that was not a
Lincoln.
flex.
He's a
That
guy
was
in a Lincoln.
that was the
Lincoln.
opposite. And this dude walks up and his first line, his opening sales points, like, "We love guns, beer, and God."
That's a pretty good opening line.
Like,
He knows where
You
he's
got
at,
me.
man. He's at the QT in Commerce. Like, he knows how to sell.
That's
All
right.
no,
Knows
they,
his audience.
They've
So maybe
done the
he's a marketing
training,
guy,
dude.
yeah.
They've done the,
The
training.
training. Have you looked into the training room?
They go to-
I got to find this.
They go to like
documentary.
Chicago. All right, go ahead with your Catholics.
Oh, okay. So some more comments on the Freemasons. Ben was saying that by definition, cults, you were saying.
Well, I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, by definition, and this is not, I do not, God, this is getting me in trouble. I don't know how to say this without saying it. By strict definition, like, if you look up what is a cult, like, wouldn't, like, any church technically be a cult if you're not, like, part of it? Because, like, I think that,
there's. I think there's some.
I guess if it depends. Like I guess like in someone's personal mind,
well, I mean, because, like, the definition of a cult is, like,
a splinter from Orthodox, right? I
well,
mean,
it's like a, like,
Muslims have Muslim cults. Christians
well,
have Christian cults.
So require an
Hindus have-
unwavering devotion to a set of beliefs and practices which are considered deviant outside of the norm. But like to somebody, let's say that they're an atheist, like being a Christian is like being a cult. Like
Yeah,
if-
but
Well,
we
but then
we
that-
let you leave.
That's classified under religion.
Yeah, we let you leave.
right, but like
I think it's kind of broad.
I'm just saying that like just by strict definition, I think that like anybody that doesn't believe
What you
what
believe.
you believe, they could see it as a cult.
What I'm classifying it as a cult.
Like CrossFit, cult.
people who own like really into Jeeps, cults, Jeep parts.
Yeah, I used to be in that cult.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
That's kind of like funny, but I think in my mind a literal like definition of cult is like you have Orthodox or classical Christianity or Catholic Islam, you have classic Hindu, classic Buddhism, anything that splinters off in a major way.
I just feel like
from
you
that.
put classic in front of a lot of
Religions.
just religion. You got classic.
Well,
I don't know. any
So in other words, you
religions.
have Orthodox Christian faith, which the doctrine of the Trinity, person of Christ, doctrine of salvation, and then anything that varies on those first tier issues that differs from that. I know in the Christian world we say cult,
Oh, okay.
Oh. Well,
and I'm just saying Freemasons. I'm personally putting in the cult category
Oh, dude, yeah.
because there's like a step system. And by the way, I'm pretty sure somebody fact checked me on this. The person that started it, his
We're
last
not
name
gonna.
is Crawley. He's also a Satan worship guy. Okay. Anyhow, at the top of the you go up steps in this Freemason thing. The more you do, the more money you raise, the higher you get up. Okay. Well, and there's more secrecy the higher you go. Okay. And all of it, like you can be a Freemason if you just worship a higher power, like in general. Like you can get in.
choose.
You don't have to be a Christian. You can be
Super, they're really inclusive.
yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not a religion; it's a cult.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Anything that you have to.
But I think anything in my mind that is secret and you know, but the higher it up, there is more like the satanic symbols and stuff that get. Yeah, I think it's.
I can't say that I'm super knowledgeable on Freemasons. So
I'm not knowledgeable about anything.
Me either. Me either.
But I do know this fact, and maybe it relates to like government operations. In World War II, all right, you've heard like carrots help your eyesight, right?
Yeah.
In World War II, the UK had like this new like aircraft sensing stuff to where they were shooting down a lot of aircrafts.
Yeah.
All right. And they didn't want the Nazis to know that they had this new technology.
Yeah.
So they put out this fake report that carrots help your eyesight.
Huh. That's where that started?
That's where that started.
That's wild.
I like carrots, but I have terrible eyesight. So.
Wait. Why did that distract them?
Because they said they'd been feeding their pilots more carrots to help their eyesight so they could see these planes and shoot them down and stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's cool.
That's kind of, hey,
That's pretty good. That's pretty
what there was a
awesome.
World War II, they blew up balloons that looked like tanks and stuff and put them, golly. Anyway, I'll think
So
about
like
it.
in the battlefield, they put like
they
You
put
mean so like if you're looking from aerial point of view,
it looked like they were going to attack from
that
this
actually
part.
that actually still happens. That's
Yeah.
happening in Ukraine right now. They
Yeah.
have
Really?
inflatable tanks.
That's crazy, man.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
know
Also, can
that.
we talk about some of my conspiracies?
Yeah, we got to. Let's get in it.
Mine are not serious though.
What you got?
All right. So my first conspiracy theory is that Mother's Day was created by moms
Okay.
True.
to prove to dads that
They're better.
they're better.
Yeah.
They are.
They didn't need a day to prove that.
They got all the days of the year. They proved that.
Also,
The fact that we're here today.
I don't believe that. I think the idea of sterilizing bottles for babies was created by
God, that's such a hassle.
I never did
baby
that one
companies.
You never did that one
Thank
time?
you.
Heck no.
Thank you.
time. I never did that one time.
I think it's
I mean,
created by
maybe
baby
when
companies.
we took them out of the package, we did it the first time. Like because it was at the store and you don't know, but like after that,
We did
Yep.
it every time.
that is correct, dude. We never did
Dude,
that.
it's not real. That's not a real thing.
My grandparents would say-
y'all don't do formula, do you? Did
Yeah,
y'all do
we
formula?
do.
Yeah,
we
we
do.
do
formula?
Yeah.
Did y'all like heat it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No.
Like
Well,
heat-
we
like
put it
heat
in
up?
hot water.
No, we don't
Yeah,
do that.
dude, I didn't do that. I
But
did
that's
cold
what
water-
I'm
cold
saying.
water shake
Like,
it.
I think baby companies have created all
this
this
stuff.
stuff, dude.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Well, there is
stuff.
like I mean, I think from both of mine, like
Create
the
problems.
first,
Yeah.
the amount of stuff that you think you need when you're about to have your first kid,
yeah, dude.
and then the second you realize you don't use any of that crap, dude.
That's
I didn't-
true,
I didn't
man.
use- I don't need no changing table.
No.
I throw that kid on the bed and like
Floor,
yeah, whatever.
anywhere.
Like,
I don't, baby 3, that kid, he has a thing to sit in, a thing to sleep in, diapers and wipes. That's it.
That's all you
Yeah.
need.
He ain't got nothing else. Dude, a bassinet, that is a clothes basket. Like, it's the same thing.
For sure.
Like, it's the same thing.
So Hudson, he had like reflux, and so what was those things called? They're banned now. He slept.
Oh yeah,
he slept in.
You-
It's
we
what they
had
were
one
called
of those
rocking plays.
Yeah, those are like
and
illegal.
He slept. He slept in that thing like a freaking champ. And then like between him and Molly, because there's 5 years between them, so like between him and Molly, a few kids died, and they banned those things.
Yeah, they're
And-
done, man.
But dude, I'll tell babies just bring out all the things that they just brings out all the stuff that we do that don't make sense. So like I told Allison the other day, she's sterilizing bottles. Like she's doing the thing. I'm like, hey Allison, let me ask you a question. She's like, what? I was like, what if Graylin drops his pacifier on the floor? What are you gonna do? I was like, because I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wipe that thing off with maybe a wipe. If a wipe. If you're not looking, I'm probably just sticking it back in his mouth.
For real.
But if you're looking, I'm gonna wipe it off
Wait,
with a wipe.
at home or somewhere else?
Home.
Oh, at home it's
And
going
we're gonna
straight back in the
and
mouth.
we're gonna shove that thing right back. You
right
know,
in the mouth at home.
why are we sterilizing bottles? What's the difference?
In public, it's like 5-second rule.
Yeah, public. I mean, yeah.
Do you ever do the like you?
I did.
Like
yeah.
put it in your mouth first, like
That's
get all the
what I
crap
do.
off, and then put it back in the movie.
I dip a lot.
I don't do that.
I've done that.
Like I'm not.
Baby Nash over there got some dip in his mouth. Like,
Oh, Graylin, he be like buzzing on some nicotine. You know my kid's middle name? That's impressive, Chris. Did you say Baby Nash?
yeah, I did.
That's impressive. That is good.
So if you think mothers created Mother's
Schitt's Creek.
Day,
Y'all seen Schitt's Creek where he's like, or she's like, Mama, what's my middle name? She's like, I know, I gave it to you. We'll say it. She's like, I can't remember. And then the dad, you remember that Jason, that's season 1. And Dad's like, I don't know, honey. Why are you asking me all these questions? They don't know her middle name, their own child. Let me tell the story real quick.
okay,
I'm just rambling, but
yeah, like we need more of that.
okay, I'm sorry. I was so embarrassed. My son was sick, had strep throat over the weekend, which was terrible. But I had to go get medicine for him at the Walmart on Sunday. I was so embarrassed when the lady asked me his birthday.
And you didn't know?
You didn't know his birthday?
I did not know.
I don't know my kid's birthday either.
I was like, ma'am,
I know mine.
It was so almost. I had my wife. I was about to call her, and I was like, "Can you just please look it up? Like, I know his full name. Social, like I don't know Social Security, but can you
I was about
just
to say,
please?"
that's-
I don't know mine Social Security. That's wild.
I know one of them's in October, one of them's in March, and Graylin was July. I don't know the days, though. The years
Well,
are really tough for me, too.
And
So-
the poor lady felt bad for me. She was like, this happens
All the
some. I was like, oh, no, it don't.
So if you think mothers created Mother's Day, you think mothers also created Father's Day for the opposite reason?
No, I think probably dads created Father's Day for an excuse to like, I think it backfired like most ideas do with fathers. I think dads were like, you know what? We need a day off from being a dad, like being a dad. And so like they created Father's Day, but what they didn't anticipate was the thing that like that the kids are going to be like, you know what, Dad?
I want to spend all day with you.
Oh,
See, so that's what I'm saying.
I said it.
think
Yeah,
moms-
I said it wrong. Mothers created Father's Day for that reason.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
And fathers, they were just like mothers are important.
I feel like though,
That's
like,
what. Yeah, I said
holidays like that though, and maybe it's different because I guess every family has different dynamics. But I feel like that, and we're all fortunate enough to have our dads. But it's like I feel like until like you're the oldest dad, like until like your dad passes, like
It's not really
Father's Day
Father's
is still like about like them. Like,
Yeah.
like in my like I don't
Absolutely.
like I'm not celebrated for Father's Day. Like,
No.
my kids don't care about me.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
it's like my dad.
I'm not a good enough
you know,
dad to
and-
be
and-
celebrated on Father's Day.
Yeah. No,
Tell me about it.
no,
Like,
I cash in. I ain't gonna lie. I request. I make requests on Father's Day.
I think because I'm so sorry all year long.
Like,
then
hey,
I
for
can't
Father's Day,
do anything
I
special.
want this thing, like a
What thing?
I don't know what
Are you-
I
are
don't
you-
remember.
Almost that. What kind?
He wants a
One
CD
time I got
from
a-
a
He
cult.
went kayaking one time.
Oh, that's cool. On Father's Day.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right,
What river did you go down?
Well,
one of them.
He only gets to go kayaking.
Life is like a river. Every
That's not how that
is.
it goes.
Whoa, that's controversial
Also,
these
yeah,
days.
right now we can't talk
we don't
about
want to be
it.
associated
All
with
right,
Garth Brooks.
here we go. All right, so we're gonna try Ryan's game. We're gonna come up with a word to search.
any
on
word.
Oh,
Amazon.
any-
Music.
I got Apple Music. I'll do
Yeah,
it on
any
Apple
word.
Music.
Yeah,
All right, y'all. We'll hit.
we're about to.
cornbread.
Oh, there's some country songs. Got to be.
There's a song called "Cornbread and Butter Beans." It's a song by Carolina Chocolate Drops. There's a
Carolina Chocolate
That's what it
Drops.
said. There's another song called Cornbread it's a song by Upchurch.
I'm getting the same one.
I got Upchurch.
And then there's a cornbread. Oh, Anthony Hamilton. I like
Dave
Anthony Hamilton.
Matthews and Tim Reynolds.
There's a
Cornbread.
ton of them.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite. Okay, Alan Jackson's "Where I Come From" came up on mine.
Oh, that's right.
Cornbread
Cornbread and
chicken.
chicken. Yeah. I know them.
Cornbread in the morning rising.
Nice.
Like my cornbread when
I don't
it's
know them.
nice
I've heard
and
it before,
fresh. Like my cornbread with a little bit of butter.
I think you got to cut it right there.
Sticky fat.
Come here.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, there's plenty of those.
That sounds pretty good,
I
Band
know.
of Heathen.
That's that. I just type in random words and
I'm gonna like this Band of Heathen.
you know,
All right, everybody. That's all we got today. Be sure to check out our merch on the website, Remember the Candy Parks special edition T-shirt available through October 31st. Today we learned Ryan almost joined the cult, and Chris thinks everything's a cult. And remember,
It's better to be a has-been than it never was.
Ryan won the Bombs Away Award in 2007. See you next week.
Yeah, I wasn't going there.
Chris
I was-
showed up
I was
30
trying-
minutes late, and this has a bunch of stuff.
I was trying to like find something that was.
Hey,
like,
by the way, before we get
podcast
off this, 1,
Dude,
4,
someone's
5,
going to call
6,
that number.
2.
That is not his number. Do not call that person.
How many are there?
There's tons of nightclubs, Chris.
I was trying to hold it in.
Oh, man.
we looking at
That's a tumor.
several.
sorry,
I
I just screwed up.
from elephantitis. I'm sorry.
Elephant. That's definitely the cut.
That probably had to do with David and Bathsheba apart.
Do the cut song,
That's a song of
Song of Solomon.
Solomon.
But very
Jersey.
no. She was raised in
It's not
England
important.
somewhere.
Not important.
You know, Jersey.
One of the
is an
ha-
island.
is it
Jersey
called the-
is an island.
Is the
I'm
Haverdeen?
not talking about the new one.
I think it was. I think she was raised in the Haverdeen Islands. I may be wrong. But
Okay,
she could. We don't know that.
I do.